you want the truth, or you're tired of being so confused. You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop offering me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up on the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's stuff.
Hi, Matthew. It's Judge Janine, and I wanted to congratulate you on the Don't Unfriend Me show at the Dumb Show. I was thinking about that whole thing the other day when I thought it was right after Donald Trump was elected that everybody on the left started unfriending anyone on the right. So I'm glad you're calling them out. You've got a great name for the show. And I hope that you're true to the values, conservative values, Republican values, and that you call those people out. I think it's great. And I know you've got 135,000 followers. I hope you get a lot more. And just keep the faith. Keep fighting. I think we may get America back. But in the meantime, we've got a steep hill to climb. And you're one of the fighters, one of the patriots. So thank you.
Stop. It's just blowing up. Everything's just... Seriously. What the hell? So I just updated Ecamm, and I'm really excited because it's version 4, and it's got a bunch of cool new bells and whistles. Vincent, I always remember you guys. I can't run all these windows and put y'all on Rumble too. It's too much. I mean, my computer is a beast, but it's not that, well, it is. It's badass, but you know, it is what it is. Good to see everybody. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. My name is Matthew Sparrow, the host of Don't Unfriend Me. No Leroy, no Amy. It's Wednesday. Do have some interesting news though. Nikki Haley, February 15th, 2023, from Charleston, South Carolina. She is doing a special announcement. I wonder what it could be. I mean, I'm sure we're all waiting with bated breath, trying to figure out what it could possibly be. She's gonna run for president. Who called it? Who was it again? I'm not. Who was literally spot on?
How dare you?
Who called this 2 years ago? Was that me? Did I do that? Oh, I don't know. Did oh yeah? Okay. I mean, sometimes it's hard. I don't have a caller, but if I did, I'd kind of, flex a little bit. I told you. And my prediction still that DeSantis will be asked to run. Trump's not doing well. And the fact that Donald Trump and Nikki Haley went to Trump. Getting a little feedback here. Sorry, hold on. Where the heck is that coming from? Hold on, I got audio. We've got audio. Where the hell's that? There it is. Found it. Sorry. So Nikki Haley, don't pat yourself on the back quite so hard. Well, why wouldn't I? I called it. Everyone else, you're crazy. No one's going to run against Trump. There you go. Nikki freaking Haley, 2 years. 2 years and 3 months, I called Nikki Haley and DeSantis ticket. And she called Trump and she asked. Now, I've said before, if Trump has any chance of winning, any chance at all, he needs to put Nikki Haley on the ticket as VP. Hands down. With no equivocation. And that'll give him a chance. I still don't think he can win. And you don't have to agree with, listen, this isn't about show friends. It's show business. And I want a presidential ticket. I want to win the White House. And so should you. We've got a couple more Supreme Court justices coming up. You better damn believe Clarence Thomas is probably going to, within the next 4 to 6 years, be up. We need a Republican in the White House. So let's not sit here and play, it's got to be Donald Trump. Listen, Donald Trump's getting old. Donald Trump has kind of dug himself into a corner in a shallow, dilapidated grave. He's made some mistakes. One mistake would be to not trash Nikki Haley, which he didn't. The only person who announced they're running, and that was smart. And the reason why it's smart is because he knows he needs Nikki Haley on the ticket. Folks, this is not. Listen, this is about as exciting to me as a plumber unplugging a plumbing main. Okay, this is not hard. This is just good politics. And Nikki Haley makes sense on the Trump ticket because she's challenged him. She's smart. She's got the look. She's not Kamala Harris. She'll get stuff done. And if Trump does happen to get in, you're guaranteeing another 12 years of a Republican ticket. Pretty sure she'll make it as president. I can't imagine her screwing up. But DeSantis is going to be an option because if it continues to be, people are dropping like flies supporting Trump. And they're not jumping ship. They're just saying, well, I really didn't support him in 2016. He was the candidate. So therefore, I wanted to help the president, but I didn't endorse him. And people are just not doing what you would expect from the push. Several polls came out. And if it was like an 80-20, I'd say, okay. But for DeSantis, support for DeSantis is like 53%. Right now, and like 47% for Trump. I saw another one that was flipped. It was like 51%, 49% for DeSantis. It doesn't matter. The fact that those are even remotely close, within 40 points, should be an alarm bell to every single person that the base is split. So there's only a couple of possibilities here. DeSantis comes out, gives up governorship, and says, I'm going to run. Yeah, maybe. Or Nikki Haley and Donald Trump primary the hell out of each other, get Pence out of there, get Paul Hogan out of there, get all the poser, just horrible candidates out of there. And then Nikki Haley and him swing. And we see what happens. And ultimately, maybe Nikki Haley taps DeSantis and she runs. I don't know. I think listen, I love Nikki Haley. I understand she's got some things you may not like. A lot of people, she went to the George Soros school of Charles Schwab. Shut up. Please shut up. Just stop. You freaking knuckleheads out there. Just, enough. Every time I turn around, Dan Crenshaw went to the school of Charles Schwab. Donald Trump, Ivanka Trump went to the school of Charles Schwab. Will you stop it? Who cares? Is it even Charles Schwab? Who is it? It's Soros and Bezos and Bill Gates and just stop. Focus on the things that matter. It's not even Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab's an investment banker. What's the name of the guy? Come on. New World Order, Davos Summit, whatever. Who cares? Just stop. Not everybody you disagree with is a New World Order, socialist, communist. It's sometimes just people disagree and you don't have to love Nikki Haley. What the hell's the guy's name? Come on, help me out here. Charles, is it Charles? Come on, what the hell's that guy's name? Everyone talks about him all the night. Alex Jones is talking about him. Every Cure is talking about him. I've mentioned him on the show 1,000 times. Not Rothschild. No, it's not Rothschild. Who is it? Come on. How are we missing this? Klaus. Yeah, Klaus. Charles Klaus. Whatever. Who cares? Nikki Haley is not a closet New World Order rhino, which she's with the deep state. Will you shut up? Just be quiet. Just be enough. What you basically mean to say is this. Instead of saying, oh, Klaus and blah, 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 New World Order, just say this from now on. You ready? Here's what I only want Donald Trump to run, and anyone who doesn't is the enemy. Just say that. It's so much more real. It's so much better because we know the truth. You only want Trump. Well, guess what, folks? He can only run one more time. There's two things that are going to happen. One is going to lose really bad, or he's going to get in, and then 4 years, he's done. He's gone. We have to find alternatives now. You want to start setting up the next 12 to 16 years of who we're going to put forward. Well, that's where the Trilateral Commission and the Shriners and the Masons come in, Matt. Will you shut it? Just enough of the bullshit. So sick of it. Every day I hear it on the site. Every day. It's the Masons, Matt. It's the Masons. Okay. There's nothing wrong with Nikki Haley. She's pretty. She's smart. She's got the credentials. She's as much as you consider Kamala Harris to be African American, Nikki Haley isn't a white girl. She's been around the block. She knows what she's doing. She's worked with the UN. Geopolitically, she has the right ideas. She could be another Nixon as far as geopolitical and world influence. She's got the right stuff. Unlike Kamala Harris, it goes to Ukraine. No, that's not what we want. We don't want Kamala. Nikki Haley's got her shit together. And the fact that Trump didn't light her up like a Christmas tree, you saw what he said about DeSantis? He's going after DeSantis. And it's hilarious. DeSantis hasn't even announced that he's running yet. But Trump can't stop. Trump can't stop. Just keeps going. Bam, bam, bam. No, the New World Order is not like flat earthers. There is such thing as the New World Order. It's an economic principle. And essentially it's globalism and populism. But it doesn't mean that every single thing that's going wrong in the world is because of Charles Klaus and Schwab. Just stop it. Oh, my Lord, stop it. Just stop. It's just, folks, you're on Q and R and S, and we need to be on B and C. We're not even there yet. Okay? We're not even there yet. Yes, there's some concerns. Yes, going to a all digital currency is an issue. A World Bank is an issue. Having a king over the earth is an issue. All these things, yes. But these things have been repudiated for generations. They're not going to take over. Just like Sharia law wasn't going to take over in 2014, even though all the Republicans told us it was. Stop it. Stop it. Sharia law in the United States. Have you ever dated a woman from America? Are you freaking kidding me? The ones on this show are too stubborn to put up with that shit.
Would you rather your child had feminism or cancer?
Hillary, I can't answer that question. What if they're one and the same? Nobody wants a Biden-Trump ticket. That's like seeing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Let's get somebody who's going to wipe the floor with them. I want to see a 49-1 win. I want to see Delaware vote for Biden and everyone else vote for Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley is enough center where she can pull in the libertarians. She'll pull in the moderates. She'll pull in some liberals because she's a woman on a ticket. And she's fairly down the middle on most things. She's not a rhino. I don't want to hear about her voting record. I don't want to hear how she talked about, come on, enough. If you're going to pick on every single person that doesn't start with a T and end with rump, well, then forget it. Then you don't care who VP is. You don't care who's in his administration. You don't care who he appoints to the courts. As long as Donald Trump is there, the whole world's going to be okay. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The one thing that Donald Trump, if you asked him and you're alone in a room and you're drinking a scotch and smoking and he's not doing either because he doesn't, and you just said, Mr. President, come on. What's the one thing that you wish you had more of when you were president? You know what his answer is going to be? Friends. Friends. People who would really, really be loyal to me and give me the right information and not stab me in the back. Not people like Bolton, not people like the Kraken, not people like Rudy Giuliani. People who would actually stand up for me as the president of the United States and not leak shit every chance they got. That's what he would say. And he should. Because those people that gave him the wrong information almost completely destroyed his legacy. He did enough of that himself the last 3 months he was in. And he hasn't helped it over the last 2 years. He hasn't. Every time Joe Biden makes a policy mistake, Donald Trump should be out there yelling about how he would counteract it. I loved what he did with Ukraine and Putin. I loved what he said about that. And he went after and said, if I was in, this wouldn't have happened. And here's why. That's what Donald Trump needs to be doing. And not regurgitating old policy and rally talking points, but actually talking about the way forward for America. Not Build Back Better. MAGA 2.0. That's what he needs to be talking about. Not going after DeSantis, because all that's doing is riling up the DeSantis supporters, and they're going to be never Trumpers. The people who voted for him in 2016 love him or are disenfranchised with him right now. That's the fact. And they're going towards DeSantis. And if he continues to go after DeSantis, yes, it's politics. Yes, it's going to happen. Yes, it's normal, but that doesn't matter. DeSantis isn't Ted Cruz. DeSantis isn't a Bush. He's not Lindsey Graham. He's a Republican, and he's the face of the party, whether you want to admit it or not. Trump and DeSantis are very well respected in the party. And if you trash somebody who isn't Cruz, isn't Graham, isn't a Bush, you're going to piss off people in your party, and you need those people to vote for you. Donald Trump will have plenty of time to go after DeSantis. Now's not the time. They should be going after Biden, going after the economy, going after the debt ceiling, going after Ukraine. $130 billion. What? To get a bus of Zelensky inside the White House on the frickin' antique tour? A bus of Zelensky is going to be made, and it's going to be put in the White House. Are you kidding me? $130 billion for that. Well, that sounds like a real bargain. It doesn't mean don't support Trump. It doesn't mean don't support DeSantis. It doesn't mean jump off the ship of Haley. It means there's one target, and the target should be Joe Biden and the Democrats. Republicans, this isn't 2016. There's not a bunch of rhinos and Tea Party and never Trumpers running. These are Republicans who are running. Nikki Haley's a Republican. Mike Pence is ridiculous. He shouldn't even be on the ticket. Paul Hogan is a rhino. Paul Hogan is fake. I know. I've worked in his state for the last 2.5 years. I've met the man 3 times. He's fake. Okay? Anybody that loses weight, gains weight, loses weight, puts it back, he's a white Oprah. I've had enough. The Republicans who are going to come out, Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, who are going to come out of the woodwork and run, those people, we should be careful breaking down their character too much, because one of them is going to be the VP for either Donald Trump, DeSantis, or Haley, because those are the 3 frontrunners right now. I don't know if Trump is going to get the nomination. I'll be honest with you. I don't. I've said this now for a long time. He has done himself no favors over the last 2 years and 3 months. And everybody can agree with that. We all can agree with that. He's got to do a little more of this at Joe Biden and the Democrats and a little less chirping to the Republicans. Leave DeSantis alone. It's not helping you. It's hurting him horribly. And I promise this, when Nikki Haley says, I've got a major announcement, she's not going to do NFT trading cards, okay? She's not going to do superhero credit cards. She's going to give you a 10 to 12 point plan of how she is going to restore America. And she's going to sit up there and she's going to look presidential and she's going to look good. And she's going to open up an entire new demographic of supporters for her. Donald Trump better realize this isn't 2016. This is 2020. It's 2020. Pompeo might run. Well, yeah, and Fox wants Pompeo. Of course they do. Pompeo, whatever. All right. Let's see. We got good evening, y'all. Writing a sermon for my discipleship course. Taking a break. Been working on it for the past hour. Jared, good job. Hey, Matt, how's it going tonight? Good, Frederick. Let's see. Get some high-level highs. Hi, Dale, James, Rhonda, Jesse, Cheryl, Glenn. I couldn't get your shirt canceled. So I did talk to Printful. They say you're going to have to return it. Send it back. And then when you're ready to reorder, let me know, and I'll discount your shipping and stuff off of it so it doesn't cost you anything extra. Sorry, buddy. They're going to send you the sticker and the shirt. Try it on. If it fits, great. If not, send it right back to them and then get yourself a new one. Ingrid says Yoodles. Isn't that like O'Toodles? We're in Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Whatever. Good evening, Amy, Melanie, Frederick, Michelle. Matt, don't forget Rumble. I didn't. Rumble's on. Rumble's good. Beth says triggered. Who's triggered? Who got triggered? How did someone get triggered in the opening monologue? Were you looking at the video and it said trigger? Okay. How's it going tonight? Good, Frederick. Hi, Darren. Carl. Carl says vice president for Trump. Maybe. Hello, dumb family. I thought you said VP. Jared, I said, no. I said she was going to run, and then she was going to primary and not win the nomination and ultimately be the vice president for DeSantis. That's what I said. And she is most assuredly running, which is a pretty good guess. Come on. There was no indication she was going to run 2.5 years ago. And I still believe that she could be Ron DeSantis' VP. I think she could actually run, win the primary, and ask DeSantis to be a VP. And I think she could be a vice president for Donald Trump if he can turn it around and get the numbers in his favor. But right now, the numbers aren't looking good. Thomas, hello. Carrie says, I won't vote for her. She's establishment. No, she's not. Anybody who's not Trump is. Can you please name one a politician who's not establishment besides Trump? That's all you're going to. You don't have any. Carrie, stop it. You're the person I'm talking to amongst like 10 others, and all the people who aren't on the show. She's establishment. She's why? Please explain to me with examples how she's establishment. Please explain it to me. Please tell me specifically about her voting record, what you don't like that she's voted on. Please let me know. I don't think Trump can win. Not many people do right now. Michelle says agree. Ingrid Scott, hello there. Larry says, I called it when she left her ambassadorship, but at that time I was saying 24 with thoughts that Trump would be wrapping up 8. Oh, well, it's not quite the same thing, is it? Hello, dummies. I'm just waiting for now. Need some fresh faces, though, Kristen says. Frederick, what's up? How's it funny? We live in the same neighborhood. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Matt, everyone from Iowa. Hello, Carol. Richie says 2 things for sure. NFL refs bought off and political parties bought off. Nothing else. Oh, forget to add crazies. What do you think of those penalties? Listen, I don't think there's quite a few things. That last play, most assuredly, he was out of bounds. And that was a late hit. I don't care. That was a dirty freaking play. What I don't think it was intentional grounding happened. I don't think it was intentional grounding. And I didn't like the hold call either. But hitting him out of bounds? Yes. Mahomes was running out of bounds. He had the first down. He was out. It was a late hit. Nah, it was dirty. Dirty hit. It was shit. It could have taken him out. And the idiot wound up taking himself out. Is it Schwab? Is it Klaus Schwab? Oh, I was right. Look at that. Hey, Matt, what do you think of that Tucker Carlson said about Canada? What did he say about Canada? I don't watch Tucker all the time because he's usually on during my show. She was a great UN ambassador. John, I agree. I don't want Donald Trump to run. Well, you might get your wish. I like Nikki. She really kicks some arse at the UN. Thomas, New World Order is like the earth is flat, Debbie says. Hope we get some good candidates. We have to get the R in. Yeah, Ingrid, I agree. But there are no good candidates. They're all establishment, according to you. Please tell me who your dream candidate is. This is insane. Tell me who your dream candidate is. If it's not Nikki Haley, if it's not DeSantis, who is it? Because there isn't anyone better. Virginia says to each their own. Not sure what that's in reference to. Good evening, dummies. Why don't you go ahead and step up, Matt, and run? We will support you. Well, because 100 votes can't win. Because I would get eaten alive. I have too many skeletons in my closet. I wouldn't survive. I would be done. Too many people I've hurt and too many people I've pissed off in my career at work. Yeah, the times that I was on the medication, I was not a good human being. Yeah, it's just too many stories. Too many stories. I don't have the temperament for it. I really don't. I don't have the patience. Like Eli Crane, I'm amazed, being a team guy, how he can go up there, or Luttrell can go up there and not just want to literally clean house. Yeah, I don't have the patience for it. My first day, I would tell him to F off. Trump is 44%, Biden is 41%. Odds suck. Yeah, those aren't good odds. So is it true that the Bank of America taking money from accounts? Well, I know PayPal was going to do it. As far as B&A, I haven't seen anything on it. Sorry, guys. I'll be honest with you. It's been insane writing and rebuilding the site. So I don't know. Rick says, I don't want globalists, but have you looked at Joni Ernst as VP? She had a divorce recently. Her ex was why she didn't accept the VP offer from Trump in 2016. It doesn't matter whether I've heard of Joni Ernst. It's if everyone else has heard of Joni Ernst. So I like Nikki Haley. I do. She's got the package. She can win. She's electable. And she makes DeSantis and Trump electable too. If Trump can just that's all he's got to do. It's all, zip it. Zip it. That's all he's got to do. I love that he didn't trash Haley because he knows. He knows she's probably his best chance to win. Trump's not a stupid man. Trump is very intelligent. He's very smart. He supported Nikki Haley. He likes Nikki Haley. She's tough. And he likes that Omarosa without being a traitor. That Omarosa type person. Omarosa is just a dirtbag, but she has political sense. She has business savvy, and she was cutthroat. Nikki Haley has all those things, but she won't stab you in the back. I believe he would have a chance if the rhetoric ended and we get en masse. Hey, anyone could win just as long as the Dems get out. Yeah, but why would you say anyone could win when you have a sure thing? DeSantis and Haley are a sure thing. It's a sure thing. And even a Trump and Haley ticket has a really good chance if Trump, like you said, can zip it. I don't think he can. Hola, Matt. Hey, Glenn. John Castro, she is not all emotional. I don't want anyone who allows emotions to lead their behavior, Michelle says. Tom says, once again, with the millions in America, there has to be someone even better than Trump. Well, there are. There are. You just found out who it was. Trump did not trash Nikki Haley. Why? Well, because it leans into the sexist trope about Trump, that he's a sexist. It demonizes a woman who has a long career of standing up for Republican and conservative values. She stands by her religion. She stands by her faith. She stands by the right to life. She's pro second A. Everything she does is in alignment with Republican values. She's got, it's like if Amy Coney Barrett ran, but not as tough. Amy Coney Barrett isn't compared to Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley is strong. Being a part of the UN is an extremely political global chess game, and she was very good at it. Yeah, I like Nikki. I do. I've said it all along. It's going to come down to the lesser of two evils. It always does, and Trump will definitely be the lesser. Believe it or not, just saying. No, not according. Dude, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but even Republicans are turning against Donald Trump right now. I don't see how you can possibly say that. Rhonda, I don't. And once again, it's not show friends. It's not loyalty. It's just being honest. Donald Trump had a real tough time in 2016, and he got through it because, honestly, Comey and the FBI opening up the investigation on Hillary, the grab him by the pussy thing had him done. I mean, the numbers were astronomical. But once they opened up that investigation on Hillary Clinton, people were like, we knew it. That's what, and that's what got him. Trump split the primary in the Republican Party. He wasn't a clear winner. He just took votes from every other candidate and ultimately won. but he wasn't the choice for the Republican Party. He wasn't even the choice amongst all the primary voters. It just happened to be that a lot of the people split votes, and Trump wound up having a very loyal base, and he got it. It was a very clever and brilliantly ran campaign. 2020 was not. There was some opportunity with 2020. And a lot of it had to do with COVID. And a lot of it had to do with the Democrats changing the laws in the states, specifically the swing states. We've talked about this. That's not Trump's fault. What is Trump's fault is the aftermath that has left a kind of a stink on him, a stigma. And he needs to shed that. Today was a good start. Last week was a good start. He wasn't he's not necessarily focused on the documents and the whole, FBI going, whatever. He made a little statement about that, but he's been focused on Ukraine. He's been focused on the border. He's been focused on, Nikki Haley called him and kind of took a knee and bent the knee to him. And he's like, you got to go with what you think is best. That's a great answer. It's a humble answer. But I think he still thinks that DeSantis is the biggest threat. Then he's going to continue to tear him down. I'll call it now. Haley will primary out. Well, she has a very good chance to primary out, but why? But why is that the only answer? Most assuredly, she'll primary out. But why would you think she wouldn't be tapped for VP? Who is a better vice president than Nikki Haley? Who could complement Trump and DeSantis? Tell me who that would be. I already said she's not going to be president. I said she has a chance. If she primaries, she's got a great chance, obviously. She could win a national election. I believe that. I don't think she has as much political capital as DeSantis has. DeSantis is, what he did with Florida is incredible. And everybody likes a winner. Nikki Haley is going to have to get known, and she's going to have to, kind of stand on her own 2 feet without Trump pushing and putting her at the forefront like he did for at least the year and a half that in the first 2016-17 when he announced her as ambassador. But I most assuredly feel that she'll primary out. If DeSantis runs, she most assuredly will primary out, and she'll be an obvious VP pick. I think you should be worried about Trump primarying out than anyone else. If DeSantis runs. If DeSantis doesn't run, then it's going to be Trump and it's going to be Nikki Haley. Would make sense for VP. And Trump's sending off those alarm signals right now anyway. By not trashing her, by taking her call, by broadcasting it on Truth Social, it shows that he's playing smart. What is a Paul Hogan? Go look up governor of Maryland. Pompeo is going to run too, but I'm sure y'all know that by now. Yeah, Pompeo's not going to do anything. Trump will be back with, okay. There's a cure. Cures are out here. JFK Jr. Fuck. Oh man, the guy's pushing up daisies. Give me a break. Glenn, yeah, fake book is screwed. Why? What the heck? Trump will be back. Dude, these are the people. These are the cures. There's no such thing as QAnon. What is QAnon? I don't know what QAnon is. It's all the shit you believe when you JFK Jr. is. Oh God, it's so stupid. They're just as bad as Antifa. They're just stupid. They're stupid people. Yes, stupid people. Sorry. Nobody else is going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. And you can fix the stupidity by educating yourself. But this whole thing, Freemasons and the trilateral, I heard this shit when I was a kid. When I was going through political upbringing in Wyoming, I heard all this stuff. The United States government can't even freaking balance the budget, but you think they're playing 50 years in advance by picking people to be president. Okay, whatever. Wasn't he governor of Maryland? Yes. Larry Hogan. Did I say Paul Hogan? Who gives a shit? I'm tired. It's too many names. Too many people. You're right. It's Larry. Whatever. Paul. Who's Paul Hogan? Is that Crocodile Dundee? Or was that the golfer Paul Hogan? Yeah, who cares? I'm off of it. Trump has a lot of baggage. He does. I still couldn't get the Liberty link. I could see. It's a blog. It's not a video. It's a blog. All you got to do is click it. It's a blog. It's an article, Frederick. It's not a video. Show me the money connections. Everybody wants to see their money connections. Everybody. Does nobody care about Trump's money connections? Do you know how many freaking Democrats donated to Trump, including Schumer, including Soros, and went to candidates? Don't you understand, folks, that they wanted Donald Trump to run, that they were excited, they didn't think he had a chance to hell, and Democrats funded him. The media sources funded him. They thought he was a Democrat. Then he started talking like a Republican, and then everyone went ahead and cut bait. But have you checked his funding for primaries and how much money he got? If you're going to sit here and say anyone who took money from a Democratic group should never be president, should never be Senate, should never be, that's everybody. That's everybody. You understand that the Democratic Party funds Republicans who they don't think will win. You get this, yeah? Good. Said you should invade Canada and remove Trudeau. Who said that? Tucker said that? Yeah, but whatever. The U.S. should send up soldiers to take Canada. The Karens in my country lost their mind. Why doesn't Canada do it itself and we just stay here? No offense. Love you, Canada, but time to pony up. We've had our revolution. Go make it happen. I never said anything about establishment. Huh? Ingrid, somebody said something about establishment. Maybe it was Carrie. I don't know. Somebody just said that Nikki Haley was establishment. Yeah, it was Carrie. I get you guys mixed up because your avatars look the same. See, it was Carrie. I won't vote for her. She's establishment. Sorry, Ingrid. Sorry. You guys have the same exact avatar. Well, it looks really close to it. Sorry, my bad. A lot of them have baggage. They all have baggage. What about them not wanting to pledge allegiance to the flag at the hearings? I was disgusted. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. And, you know, it's a pledge of allegiance, not a pledge to God. It says one nation under God. And most assuredly, it could be, most deities are considered to be floating in the heavens and above us. I don't know. I think it's stupid. I think the Pledge of Allegiance is fine. I think it was created under some circumstances that I could understand why people think that it was more forced patriotism and was more of an advertising junket. But I don't care. It's what it stands for. And I have no problem with the pledge. And I think if you don't want to pledge, you don't have to. I don't. I don't think forced patriotism is within the the whole meaning and spirit of our Constitution and self being individual. I don't. But I think you should also respect the flag, and I don't think you should sit down. I think you should stand up. You don't have to recite the words. You don't have to put your hand over your heart. You don't have to salute. You don't have to, cut your finger and be blood brothers with everybody. I just at least show some respect and deference. Tom Brady finally retired. Yeah, finally. We'll see. Trump doesn't know how to zip it. He has no filter as well. True. And wouldn't turn away from socialism either. Eddie, I don't know who that's in reference to. Zip it or get some new talking points. I think Trump recently has been very refrained from his normal rhetoric. Hopefully it'll help. Except for what he just said to DeSantis. What the hell are you talking about, Rhonda? Rhonda, did you have a I didn't watch any news today? Really? I forgot to watch. Really? His rhetoric, huh? Has been calm. Let's see if I can find it. Trump calls DeSantis a rhino globalist. A verbal attack heats up. A rhino globalist? Give me a fucking break. The real Ron is a rhino globalist who closed quickly down Florida and even its beaches, says the guy that's been pushing the vaccine and closed everything down under his presidency. Loved the vaccines and wasted big money. Donald Trump. Okay, I'm going to say it right now. Donald Trump is completely still being an idiot. Donald Trump pushed the vaccines more than anyone else. Who was Operation Warp Speed? Who's still pushing it 2.5 years later with all the evidence? Donald Trump. But now he's going to push it on Ron DeSantis? Are you give me a fucking break? Donald Trump, if Ron DeSantis runs, Donald Trump is going to lose bigly. DeSantis will destroy him. I've said this plenty of times. DeSantis has no problem in the ring. He will fricking bring it to Trump. Trump is making big mistakes, man. He's doing stupid shit, and it's going to lose him. It's going to lose him the chance to. It's going to lose him this chance for 2024. I'm just letting you know. It's just a rhino globalist. Is there anyone here who believes that Ron DeSantis is a rhino globalist? Please. Don says God and Trump. I don't think Jesus Christ and God care about who's the president of the United States of America. Do you? I mean, he created the earth, right? He just didn't create the United States. You don't think God cares about anyone else of his creations? He only cares about the United States? Really? You think God gets involved in politics? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, same. I just kind of sink and find out if it's on. That was my first thought. Trump turned down a handshake with Chancellor Merkel. Douchebag move. Why? Why does the president of the United States have to shake hands with anybody if he doesn't want to? I mean, this is America, right? I don't care if he's in Germany. I don't care if he's in France. I don't care if I loved it when he walked side by side with Queen Elizabeth. Good. We fought an American Revolution, so we never have to listen to the fucking Brits again. I don't care. What does that matter? Good for Trump. I still stand with Trump. Okay, that's good. Do you think Ron DeSantis is a rhino globalist? Watching from Nova Scotia, Canada. Thanks, Don. We need someone who is excellent at world diplomacy to stop Biden's war and keep the nukes in their tubes. Yeah. I just can't see Trump getting the votes. I'm ready to have a Republican again. I'm holding my breath at all. That it will be Trump. Thanks, Ashley. Vote for me, man. I'll tell him. Okay, whatever. What about Carrie Lake? Carrie Lake for what, Maria? For governor of Arizona? She lost. For president? She can't even win governor. How's she going to win president? What is she, the new Beto O'Rourke? If you can't win governor, if you can't win a senator seat, you're not going to win the president of the United States. No. No, I like Carrie. I think she's tough. I think she needs to shut up about the election. I think she needs to bow out and focus on bigger things for her career. I think Senate would be a great opportunity for her. I think she would make a great Department of State. There's a lot of things she could do in an administration. She needs some experience. She's a newscaster who's got an edge. That doesn't mean she's going to be great at politics. I think she's making a mistake in Arizona. I think she's keeping it alive. I think she's going the way of Donald Trump. And I think what we should have learned is 16 out of 17 election deniers got their asses handed to them in this last election. And that should tell everyone to shut up about the stolen election of 2020. Unless you've got the smoking gun, shut up about it. Don't talk about it. Just move on. Get elected and then do what everyone's doing now and being assigned to Senate seats who are the Freedom Caucus, who are going to bring this up, and they're going to do investigations and they're going to look at election reform. Get the seat first, then start yapping your gums. Otherwise, be quiet. Carrie Lake made a mistake. She should have just said, okay, fine, Katie Hobbs, whatever. She should have put in her first court filings. She should have appealed, and now she should concede and stop. That's what's about Carrie Lake. She's a strong woman. There's no doubt about it. I like Carrie Lake as a person, but I think she's making a big mistake. We should have fixed. I didn't see that. Hey, busy doing the show, Colleen. Be patient. What about Colleen? I didn't see what she said. Mel, what did Colleen say? I don't even see Colleen on here. What the hell? Where is she at? I don't see her comments. That's why. Colleen, what platform are you on? You're on Facebook, right? She's not banned. I don't know what's going on. I can't see her comments. Don't know. Christy Gnome, thoughts? Meh. Very good here. DeSantis needs to be careful with education in Florida. What do you mean? He's busy doing this show. Be patient. I don't know what Colleen's asking. Not getting notices now for the show, Matt. I have no control over it, guys. It's Facebook. I don't know what to tell you. Go to your settings, like my page, unlike it, then go into your notifications and re-like. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do. It's 8:30, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's the easiest thing to figure out. It's the same every single week. 8:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. No need for notifications. Just show up at 8:30 and I'm here and say hi. Same thing for a year and a half. Beth says QAnon, ha ha ha. DeSantis needs to be careful with education in Florida. Specifically, what careful? Because he's going after the 1619 project? I do it. Go after it harder. Hulk Hogan. That's right. Hulk Hogan's going to be. Don't lump people on rhetoric. Some are just ignorant. No, they're stupid. No, they're stupid. They know the truth and they choose not to believe it. That's stupidity. That's not ignorance. Ignorance is being devoid of the truth. It's not knowing any better. These people know better. They just believe it because they want to believe it. That's stupidity. No, Eddie, they're stupid. No, they're dumb. The people who sit here and believe that there's lizard people, that there are clones in the White House, that Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden were hung, that Ron DeSantis is not a real person, that he's a clone. The people, those people are stupid. Sorry. They're stupid. If the cue balls were any good at predicting the future, frickin' men. Kerry Lakers is still fighting in Arizona. Still fighting. A losing battle, but still fighting. The future, Trump would be back in the White House already. Jason says, Haley, watching from Nova Scotia, Canada. You've said that. I've seen Anquifa this AM hanging out with the refugees 6 to 8 from the cameras front the hotel, prospecting. Maybe. Well, of course they are. They're stirring it up. Everyone has baggage, all of us. So no one has a right to say anything or you got their number. No, Eddie. Eddie, do you believe in lizard people? Do you believe Hillary Clinton's a lizard? There's the first question. Number 2, do you believe January 6th was set up by the FBI and that there were no Trump supporters there who participated? Do you believe that the entire election of 2020 was stolen? Do you believe that Donald Trump is still the president of the United States and is waiting his time to sic the National Guard on the Senate? Do you believe that COVID was released by the United States of America? Do you believe in anything that I just said? That the Ukraine is being, that Vladimir Putin is innocent in all this and he's invading in Ukraine because of only one reason, of the Nazi bioweapon labs, and he's protecting Europe? Do you believe any of that? If you do, you're stupid. What do you want me to say? Do you want me to apologize for? No, I'm not going to apologize. If you would like to tell me why I'm wrong and argue this point with me, 1-804-504-1955, call the show and defend any of those things that I just said on this show live. Call that number. And you prove me wrong. You shut me down. And then when I go ahead and tell you why you're wrong, if you believe any of those things, and you continue to believe it after you fact check me and look me up and validate and quantify and qualify what I'm saying, and you find out that I'm accurate and you still believe it, that makes you stupid. Yes. Yeah. It makes you too dumb to learn that you're wrong. And you know the truth, but you choose not to believe it. That makes you stupid. It's not ignorance. There's a difference. Ignorant means that you're not aware of the truth. And you may even choose not to believe it because of your lack of knowledge of the truth. I'm ignorant of a lot of things. If you ask me about underwater basket weaving and how to do a trip stitch or whatever, I'd tell you I'm ignorant. I don't know. But I promise you I'm not dumb enough to learn how to do those things with enough practice. I'm sorry if that makes you feel bad. I'm sorry if I don't want to listen to Matt anymore. You don't have to. It's not my way or the highway. It comes down to this. I don't have to say it's my way because the facts don't support what you're saying. And you're like, well, the truth isn't out there yet. Well, then stop saying it. And if the truth is out there and you have factual data to back it up, factual, not videos, not a couple of hypotheses, not a bunch of supposition and conjecture, but you actually have documented fact. You have a scoped investigation. You have a grand jury. You have affidavits that's held up in court. You have photographic evidence, which I'd be a little circumspect, or video evidence, which I'm also circumspect of because I know what you can do on video. But either way, show me that stuff. If you've got that stuff, exculpatory evidence, show me. But what you don't get to say is, January 6th, if they would just release the 24,000 hours of footage, we would know the truth. Well, then how do you know the truth? If you need that video to prove it to you, then how do you know? Oh, I just know. Oh, well, I don't care. You can have an assumption. You can have a feeling. You can have a belief. Those things are great. And I encourage you to have an opinion. And when people say, I have an opinion, I never go after them because you can believe whatever you want. But when you start saying that this is the truth and I have proof and you don't, that's where I take umbrage. And that's where you're going to get a mouthful from me. It's not my burden of proof. It's not my job to prove to you that Hillary Clinton's a lizard. You need to prove it to me. You don't have to prove to me. I don't have to prove to you that JFK is dead because I know JFK is dead. I know JFK Jr. is dead. I know George Bush Sr. didn't execute John F. Kennedy in the CIA because he wasn't even the director of the CIA until 14 years later. I don't have to prove that, you do. And if you continue to believe those things, when I can show you with incontrovertible evidence that it's unequivocally false and you still believe it, then you're stupid. Yes. Yes. Eddie, yes. 100%. You and I are reading each other. We're 5 by 5. We are completely simpatico and in sync. Yes. If you believe something after been proven that it's false, then you're stupid. Yes.
Birth control makes women unattractive and crazy.
On occasion. Mel Lowe agree with 100%. All those QAnon people, if Trump were truly in charge, he's doing a horrible job. Think about that. Well, right, Rhonda. Exactly. Exactly. You should at least respect the country you've chosen to live in. Yeah, Carrie, I can't see that. Your avatar looks this big. It's black and it's white and it looks like her avatar. Didn't Kristi Noem do South Dakota was DeSantis did for Florida during the pandemic? For this reason, I think she should be a good candidate. I think if she wants to put herself in the running, she should. I think anyone who wants to run should. Fun fact, the initial pledge did not include the phrase under God. No, it didn't. I can't wait till I get down to the comments about stupid. That meeting with hurt him too. I don't know what that is. DeSantis is not a rhino or a globalist. No, he's not. He didn't shake hands with Pickles Pelosi either. I call her Pickles because she's mummified from alcohol. So is her finger from stirring the onion. Yeah, I know. If Arizona is not fix it, stick a fork in you. I don't know what that means. I only hope no one runs as an independent. Yeah, you should hope that Donald Trump does it. Because if he doesn't get the Republican nomination, do you really foresee Trump saying, okay, you know what? I lost fair and square. I'm going to bow down. Do you really? Because if he runs as an independent, the Republicans aren't going to win. Ron DeSantis is no rhino or globalist. That's the funniest jab. I could make a great meme from that one. You should. I'll make it. From what I've seen of DeSantis, I'm liking it a lot. I don't think Lake should concede. At least her suit made it to court. Yeah. Okay. Everyone has a right to move something through. And that's what the judge said. She has a right to pursue this. And I'm not going to censure her, but it doesn't mean that there's exculpatory evidence where she can win. Everyone has a right to sue. Everyone has a right to appeal. It doesn't mean that you should. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care about the governorship for Arizona. I don't. And I said a long time before Carrie Lake ran that she was making a mistake talking about the stolen election all the time. that she should run on policy. That's what she should have done, hands down. And she didn't. She made it about the election, and she shouldn't have. She lost. And they're not going to overturn an election. It's just not going to happen unless there is incontrovertible evidence, which there isn't any. Oh, well, Matt, what about the polls that shut down for 3 hours? Yeah, in a predominantly Democratic area. Yeah. So what do you want me to say? Oh, well, ballot C station was dropped. Who cares? Who fucking cares? Unless there is incontrovertible evidence that the amount of votes that she lost by were somehow fraudulent, then this is all hearsay. And until it isn't, it isn't. And she should concede until that point. She can go ahead and file after her case, but right now she looks like a sore loser. Okay? She does. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. Maybe I'm wrong. Call me. Tell me why I'm wrong. I'm not being combative tonight. I'm not trying to insult people. I'm just saying, unless you have evidence, which means fact, then what are you arguing about? There's a bunch of supposition there, just like listen, you can make anything stick. You can say anything you want. Well, this wasn't a fair election. Why? Well, tell me why it wasn't fair. Because you lost? Would you have upheld the results if you would have won? And the answer is yes. Then don't sit here and give me that it was stolen shit. Republicans are turning into a pretty big babies when it comes to elections. I'm just saying. AZ was for a real mess. It was a mess, though. Oh, I didn't say it wasn't a mess. Even though she should have kept her mouth shut, it was a mess. It was a mess. It's always been a mess. So was Dade County, Florida. Florida was in before anyone else on these primaries. I was shocked. Florida usually is the worst. It just shows you again why DeSantis is great. And literally taking the complexity out of voting, making it as simple as possible. Texas came in early because they took a lot of the complexity out of voting. Arizona needs to get off the schneid. And I agree with Carrie Lake that it's a shit show, and it always is a shit show. But if you're going to say that, then you might as well look at the voter registry, which has more dead people in it in California, 1 million people who are dead or no longer live there because they haven't updated the registry since 2010. That should be fixed. There's a lot of things. I'm not saying that this stuff shouldn't be fixed. What I'm telling you is it's messed up for everybody. So let's stop pretending that this wasn't happening in 2000, wasn't happening in the 70s, it wasn't happening today. It is. And it's a level playing field of screw-ups. Somebody needs election reform. I agree with that. But if you're saying to me that there were votes that were stolen and somebody went ahead and stole them, or somehow because she's in an honorary position as an election official, which has happened many times before, and nobody has said anything on the Republican side, if every single time you lose and you think they should win and you're going to say, oh, it's stolen, you're going to get a reputation of crying wolf and nobody's going to listen to you anymore. And that's pretty much where everybody's at. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to listen to it because we've cried wolf so many times about this that nobody gives a shit. Colleen just wants to hear you say hello to her. I can't see Colleen's message. I'm looking in chat and I'm doing a search for Colleen here. This is the weirdest damn thing. I usually can always see her stuff. I just did a search for her in chat. And I answered her email today. But I can't see her in chat right now. Pretty weird. I'm trying to pull it up. Hold on. There it is. Look at that. Glenn, Susie, everyone's saying Colleen, but I can't see anything she's saying. So I don't know what to tell you. So hi, Colleen. I didn't know you were here. No idea. What do I think the 215 announcement is for Nikki Haley? She's running for president. Rhonda says Q-tips. What do you mean? If Trump primaries out, I hope stay out, not independent. Well, yeah, but yeah. No notification for 6 shows now. I don't know. I don't know. Rigged and stolen are two different things. I wouldn't even say rigged. I would say unconstitutional for 2020. Yes. I've already said this. I'm not going to go over it again. But rigged and stolen are two different things. I would agree. Is Hillary a lizard? I think she is more of a snake. Ingrid says, are those real questions? You obviously haven't surfed my sites and read some of this stuff. You haven't seen chat and seen some of these people. You know what? The people who've been watching for more than a year, tell the chat I'm crazy and that these things don't come up every show. Someone just brought up JFK. JFK Jr. They think he's alive. And JFK Jr. is running the U.S. government. Oh, God, it's so stupid I can't even say it. The difference between Q, okay. The difference between, that's Q? Yes, it's Q now. See, the problem is that people think that Q of what it once was, which was a leaker giving information to a group and then followers being anon, and the media calling it QAnon because they're lazy, just like the Republicans go ahead and call CRT as everything that's going on with transgenderism and the 1619 project and white privilege, even though it's not. It has nothing to do with that. CRT is a law theory based on systemic racism throughout the United States, where minorities and specifically African Americans can not excel in any way, shape, or form. That is critical race theory. But people are lazy, so they throw CRT on everything. LGBTQ rights, transgenderism, 1619 Project, socialism, Saul Alinsky playbook, everything gets thrown on, oh, it's CRT. Just like the media throws anything that's mildly conspiracy-based as QAnon. So I am just going to go ahead and name it after what it is. It doesn't mean I agree with it, but that's what it's called. That's the way it works. Caller, where are you from?
It's Colleen in Mexico.
Okay, Colleen. I can't see you on Facebook. What do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, first I just wanted to say that I've been feeling left out, and now I know why. It's freaking Mexico. Everybody else can see my chat, but you can't. So I apologize for all the crying.
I didn't see it anyway, so it's totally fine. That's the thing.
I just thought that maybe you were looking for the last name Stewart spelled the other way, the English way instead of the Scottish way. So I get that a lot.
I just look for Colleen. I always see you, and you're not in here right now.
Oh,
it's
funny. Well, it's Mexico.
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with Mexico. I put up a screenshot, and everyone's here saying Colleen, 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 Colleen. I showed a screenshot of my chat when I did a search for your name, and you're not showing up. Let me look and make sure you're not blocked in chat. Maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody blocked you in chat. I don't know. I didn't do it. So, Colleen, what's going on with you?
I don't think so. Well, I just wanted to say that thank you for returning the email. I did send you everything that I have with my doctors, and quite frankly, I was very, very shocked that I have post-traumatic stress.
When were you diagnosed with PTS?
I guess after my 13 years in court with my last husband.
Were you officially diagnosed?
Yeah, my doctor put that in my last, when I asked to send everything to you, I told my doctor of 40 years that I follow for everywhere because she's just the best. I said, make it sound as bad as you can because I'm trying to get my damn teeth fixed with Medicare, and that's what you and I were going to go try and fix so I could not die. Yeah. And my God, besides being, anxiety and depression, she actually put in their post-traumatic stress. And I would never take that away because I respect the veterans so much. I mean, I haven't seen anybody die lately, but it's like crazy that she put that in there. And it's been in there a long time. I've never read any of my reports. It's like, holy crap.
Well, I will, like I said, I'll review them, and I will do what I can to help out and see what I can do here on my end. I can't make any promises, but
I'm not going to get any love from California. They want me to have home care and come visit my house. And here I am in Mexico now. So I have to like be very careful about telling them where I am half the time. And I said, I don't need any of that. I drive. I'm fine. I just need to get, if I'm going to live another 90 years, I have to get this infection out of my mouth that's going to my brain so they can fix my knees. I need, 2 knee replacements and a shoulder replacement from the first night of fall in Mexico, because it's such a great place to live. It's Shangri-La. People don't come.
I know you're not a big fan of Mexico. Hey, Colleen, do me a favor. I've got to get to some people's comments tonight, if that's okay. I appreciate you calling in. Let's try to figure out what's going on. Let's go figure out why. Fine. Yeah, I'm glad you're fine. I'm glad you're okay. I know things aren't 100% healthy, but listen, I will talk to you soon. I'll try to figure out why you're not in chat. I have no idea why, kiddo.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Bubba. Talk to you soon. Good night.
Bye.
All right. Christine says, catch the rest of the show another time, supporting a local podcaster tonight. Cool. Have fun. Eddie says, I never supported QAnon. I guess you need a patsy. I don't know what that means. If you're sharing information that is linked to QAnon sites or people who say they're Q supporters, then I'm going to call that out. If someone breaks a news story in regards to Joe Biden that Benny had this morning and had that they were in Rehoboth serving a warrant, I'm going to say this information came from Benny. I don't know what you mean looking for a patsy. That argument makes no sense to me. A patsy is somebody who is being blamed for something that they didn't do, or blamed for something they didn't do. The things you share, whether it's JFK or any of the things that I mentioned that you agree with, out of any of those 6 questions that I asked, if none of those are something you believe in, then take that for what it's worth and scrub and move on. If you believe any of those things that I just mentioned to you, and you have exculpatory evidence, please show me so I can apologize. If not, you're espousing Q-based information that's being shared on IRCC and being shared on Reddit and being shared on the dark web and being shared with these conspiratorial groups that ultimately makes Republicans look stupid. What patsy? Please dispute anything I have said that isn't true. And if you can't, then please apply the aforementioned moniker appropriately. Otherwise, tell me I'm wrong. And please specifically tell me what I'm wrong about. Lewis says, then tell me how Biden taking the oath of the president before 12:01 p.m. on the 21st, the president, when the oath must take place at 12:01, why did Biden get the dead president salute? Because he is CEO of the corporate. Okay. Call in my show. 804-504-1955. Give me your name, give me the state, and let's have this conversation. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And because I don't know what you're talking about, it doesn't mean that you're not right. I just have no freaking, I can't understand what you're saying. Lewis says those unaddressed national emergencies allowed President Trump the emergency and the war powers of the president to use the law of war I've heard this one before. This one I'm going to blow you up on. War manual, UCMJ Military Justice Act. The President of the United States doesn't get to use anything in the Uniform Code of Military Justice because he's not military. He's applied to civilian law. Everything you just said is completely wrong. Do you want me to read the rest? I will. First War Powers Act, National Emergencies Act, and the Stafford Act, Executive Order 12148, 13912, oh my Lord, to federalize the National Guard to active duty, extending his powers as president, making him a wartime president. Everything you just said was 100% wrong. The President of the United States can only activate the National Guard without the governorship or mayor in Washington, D.C. as the solitary state that is not a state, with written permission, and has to be formally addressed and approved by the governor, unless martial law or wartime powers. Donald Trump is not at a war. Donald Trump never declared war. He never declared martial law. You're wrong. You're a Qer and you're one of the people that I'm talking about, come on the show, 1-804-504-1955. Let's, instead of copying and pasting things, why don't you do me a favor and come on the show and tell me all about what you know about the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And then I'll tell you what I know. And I'll tell you what I know about the Constitution of the United States, and we'll see who wins. Okay? Come on and show me. Come show me. Show me you're not a surface level thinker. Show me you didn't get some post and randomly copy it and then put it in paste like everyone else does. Show me you've done your research. Show me you know what you're talking about. Anytime, Lewis. Love to have you on. That's odd. Mine has my cat and my 149-pound Great Pyrenees. Maybe it's just the way it comes through on his side. No, I can't see it. It's this big. I showed you the picture, Ingrid. Look how small that. Look at that. This is what it looks like to me. I've got a 45-inch, 180-degree wide-angle monitor, but I can't see that. It's too small. Plus, I'm old. Are you insinuating? Why are you writing in all caps? Gosh. Are you insinuating that we should tolerate such diabolical insubordination from individuals whose mental capacity barely exceeds that of a duckbill platypus or a platymus? Yeah. What other evidence do you need? Biden is the CEO of the corporation. Trump is commander in chief or president. No, he's not. He's not the president of the United States. He didn't win. Sorry. Why? Because we sat on our asses and didn't focus on the constitutionality of the election. We wanted to worry about mail-in ballots. We wanted to worry about watermarks that never happened on ballots. We wanted to worry about George Soros in South America. We wanted to worry about the Nazis in Buenos Aires who were stealing the election. We wanted to worry about Nashville, Tennessee, the bombing of a building, and said that's where the Dominion servers are. Instead of focusing on the constitutionality and how the Democrats went into the swing states and literally changed election law through COVID. And emergency powers through COVID. We didn't want to focus on the thing that really happened. You're horribly outclassed. Come on the show. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. You're done. I've dismantled people like you for the last 2.5 years. This isn't going to be difficult. Call into the show. Might see Tulsi Gabbard running as independent. Tulsi Gabbard's not going to win. Stupid question. Has an independent ever won? No. Senate and House, but no. Mayor, governor, city council, dog catcher, not president. Not VP either. Just a bit of comic relief, Brenda says. George Santos for president. He can wear a suit or a dress. I'm like, yeah, this Pete Buttigieg. That's funny. Maricopa County is not Democratic. I didn't say it was. The districts in the area of where the voting machines went down were not all heavily Republican areas, and you know that. But Maricopa County most certainly isn't all Democratic or all Republican. But certainly the areas that the machines went down for 3 hours, the large amount of them were not heavily Republican or Democratic. What do you want? So your thoughts are this. There was a purposeful shutdown of voting machines so Kari Lake would lose. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Let me know. I'm interested to find out. That's a good spot for the call-in, Matt, not hidden at all. Cool. I'll keep it there from now on. They use that and say Kari Lake is an election denier. She should move on to the future. Well, she is an election denier if she still hasn't conceded. Make your case, make your appeal, and then when that gets denied, you're done. That's the law, right? We care about law and order, right? We care about law and order, or we don't. If you go to court and they say there's nothing there, and then you go ahead and don't win on the appeal, when do you concede? Please tell me. Never? Kari Lake should never concede, ever. Okay. People need to move on from these elections. Let's move forward. Wouldn't that be nice? California is a complete shit show all the way around. Everything is out of control in California. It's beautiful, but the government and politicians here suck. It's not beautiful anymore. It sucks. Yes, call in and prove me wrong. Please do. Please, but you won't. Because every single person who just copies and pastes this stuff, you don't believe it. You just think that I'm going to be like, oh, really? Really? Executive 139187? Even though there hasn't been 13,918 executive orders, and that's not even the number they're on? Okay. Right. I'm going to look into that. Please. Trump is an independent. North Carolina has a sore loser law where if you run in a primary and lose, you cannot be on the general election as an independent. What would happen in a presidential election? It's a good question. It's a good question. But Trump as an independent isn't guaranteed to be on all the ballots unless he wins a certain amount, which he will if he runs as an independent. But that's the problem. Dude, it's Ross Perot. You're handing the presidential election to Bill Clinton. That's what it is. Yes, I said Bill Clinton. Go look it up. You're giving it to Biden if he runs as an independent. Christopher J. Grable, I missed that. Tulsi ran before. Yeah, Tulsi doesn't have a chance in hell. JD Stillwell, my yard is full of, I can't believe, okay, here's the problem. Here's where I have an issue. All my people who are like, oh, they're establishment. How can you sit here and say Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley are establishment, but you won't sit here and say that Tulsi Gabbard is, who is a bona fide liberal, who believes in abortion, late-term abortion. She believes in gun grabs. She wants to denounce the National Defense Act, wants to put money down. She openly supports the frickin' Patriot Act. She doesn't believe in cash bail. What? I have done 2 shows blowing Tulsi Gabbard apart, and I would love to talk to her. She's a veteran. She's a nice lady. She's soft on the eyes. I like her. I don't like her politics. I think she would make an amazing Republican if she had any opportunity to be a Republican. She's not even anything close. Why do you guys constantly say Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley are establishment rhinos, but Tulsi Gabbard, who is a bona fide Democrat, isn't? She doesn't believe in anything Republican. Have you looked at her policies? Have you even watched my show? Go watch it. Go look up Tulsi Gabbard. It's still on Facebook. You can find it on Rumble and just watch it and come back to me and be like, dude, I was so wrong. That's all you got to say. And I'll be like, okay, thanks. But don't sit here and give me that Ron DeSantis is a globalist who believed in the jab when he was the one who defied and stood up against the woke machine and said, screw you, we're opening Florida. And not only are we opening Florida, all the ships in California Harbor, in Los Angeles Harbor, Orange County, and San Diego, come on down and come to Florida and we'll pay you 30% on your fuel costs and you can go ahead and disperse your goods here. We're open for business. You guys remember that? No, you don't remember that? Oh, okay. How convenient. LMFAO, JFK Jr. is alive and running the government. Man, it never quits. No, it doesn't. Deidre says, Matt, how about a San Brinton Rachel Levine ticket? Roger Whittaker, Trump DeSantis, the same picture, just a different frame. Well, I don't know about that. I think Ron DeSantis has a lot more composure than Donald Trump, and he also can articulate himself fairly well. I think he would do amazing on the national stage. Foreign policy, I think, would be strong with DeSantis. He's a strong leader. I think he would spend his way out of problems, unfortunately, and I don't like that. But it is what it is. He's got Florida money. The question is, can he come into the United States and not have Florida money and enact policy and make change? I think he could. I think DeSantis would make a great senator. I think DeSantis would make a great VP. Do I think he's ready for president? I don't think so. But I think he's probably has a better chance than Donald Trump. I really do like Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis together because where he faults, she makes up for. I like them both. I can't imagine any Democratic ticket. Can you imagine Kamala Harris and Joe Biden debating those two? Give me a fucking break. That would be a bloodbath. That would be Lindsey Borden with 2 axes. No. Mm-mm. The arguments on this radio program cannot be broken. Stolen from Andrew Wilco. Matt needs that tagline. Thanks, Mel. Can't hide the truth. Some just think they can. What does that mean? Who? Be specific. Me? Be specific. I see her in the likes. Matt can't see replies to conversations. I can, unfortunately. Cindy Young says, people don't understand some of our ancestors had mental illness. Some of them documented wars with lizard people. Cindy, well, that's your comment of the night. You win. Jared says earmuffs. I know I cussed a little bit. Colleen, PTS, not just reserved for military. Yeah, exactly. Everyone is saying they see Colleen. I just don't. I don't know what's going on tonight. PTSD, it's PTS, post-traumatic stress. It's not a disorder. It can be cured. It's not something to be negative. I know you don't mean that. There's a reason I say PTS. Can be caused by various trauma-related incidents. I have it as well. Our subject of old Lifetime movie. But hey, Colleen, it will get manageable. I hope it does, Colleen. And I feel horrible for you. I'll read into those emails tomorrow and see what I can do about forwarding some information on. Christopher J. Grable. Why? I can't see Christopher either. I can't see Christopher's comments. Come on the show and prove Matt wrong about patsies and such. Oh, I'd love that. People don't donate organs, just saying. Washington State as well. It's beautiful here, but our government is about as bad as yours. Yeah, it's no fun. Carson Price reminds me of a book I once read. Dean Koontz, I think. Dean Koontz. Michelle says, Ingrid Scott, I have two Ingrid. I think that term was originally used for female trauma, then the military adopted it, which is fine. Karen Vera says, I heard on Suckalo Law, ACLJ, that Texas God, my nose, the freaking allergies, that Texas Highway Patrol caught a man on the terrorist watch list. That is very frightening. He was in the country, not all on the border. So he was supposed to be an Iranian national who was, but he wound up not being on the terrorist watch list. The FBI released that at around 2:00 today. So FYI, he was not a terrorist, just FYI. So that's what was reported, Karen. You're absolutely right, but it was proven. The FBI came in. It was handed over to the FBI, and they ran an investigation, and they were kind of silent on all the requests, and then came out earlier this afternoon and said he wasn't. Sorry, I'm late. I was talking to my daughter. Hi, Amy. The only patsy I know is Klein. Funny. Voting and corruption, they go hand in hand in election results. This isn't going to end regardless of what changes are made. Well, there's always corruption in elections, and there's always some sort of level of fraud, but enough to overturn the election? No. Well, I can't say no. I just know it's not been proven. So until it is, no. Which makes it all the more imperative to seek truth and facts to back the truth. Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. Mel says, but you can put a titanium knee replacement in. Okay. So he said, he's said, yet has read some of my comments. Ingrid, I don't know who you're talking to. Maybe it's me. Do I need to take a video? Am I conspiring against everybody and think I can see what you're saying? Ingrid, you have a black and white avatar. That avatar is this big. I can see your name, and I just got you confused. You come up here, do my show, and read 3,000 comments in a show and not make a mistake. Please do me, Should I get you some water to walk on? Or Karen, it was later determined it wasn't the same person, but coming from government these days sounds like a suspect in such a short investigation. Glenn says, LMFAO, Matt, you're very patient. Try to be. Politicians are very licentious. Dissenting? What? Licentious. I don't know that word. That's rare. Licentious. Promiscuous. Oh, that makes sense. In a sexual matters, the rules, tyrannical, and licentious behavior. Licentious. The act of. What's that from the Latin of what's the derivative? Licentious. To licent. Yeah? Which dissent is to push away. Licent is to move forward, to move into. The plural of licentin. Chiefly plural historically, originally an export duty, specifically a license to trade with an enemy, later also to levy, to licent. So it's very similar to dissent, but it's not the act or the talking of dissension or to remove the oneself from. To licent is to participate. Licentious. I learned a new word. That doesn't happen I haven't done that. I don't even know how long. I've never even seen it. I'm pretty good with that stuff too. Now I know the derivative of the word. Hi, Hayden McKenna. Why are you mad at AGT?
Well, I'm watching All Stars, and this is week 3, and
what the fuck? What's AGT?
America's
America's Got Talent. Okay, we need to abbreviate it because okay, whatever. Go ahead.
It's
Hold on, daughter's here.
and there was the finals and it was top 3 and there was a super cool gymnast one who swung from her ponytail and it was like amazing.
Okay.
And I wanted her to win. She didn't get
Okay, so you're upset. You're okay. Good. Welcome to. Oh.
Then there was this psychic who told people like it was his future. He was like super cool. He actually got in, but then there were 2 other people. One guy who played the trumpet, which was off key the entire time, and he was absolutely awful. Then there was another girl who she could sing, but she chose the absolute wrong song and was off tune.
Is this as a father I have to listen to you? Okay.
They both got into the top 3. I don't know how. Then the girl whose son got eliminated, which she should have because she couldn't sing. And then it was between the psychic and the trumpet dude, and somehow the trumpet dude won. And he absolutely sucked, and I am mad at AGT for the first time.
Okay. Do you know the word licentious? To licent? What do you think that means? To licent.
Stop.
Yeah, almost. It seems like that, but it's actually to move forward into. Descent would be to stop, which is probably where you're getting that, and all the basic derivative of the word, and then licent would be to move into or participate. One is to vocalize and do something. One is to physically do it and participate. So it's like to licent against the government, or he has a licentious behavior, which would completely different when you use licentious as more sexualized and somebody who does things morally reprehensible. Interesting. That was about as boring as your AGT thing. Come here and give me a hug and a kiss. Come on. Come on, kitty, kitty, kitty. Good night. Say bye.
He's going.
Just leave. No, we don't care. Nobody cares. No, no, we don't care. Love you. No, we don't care. Love you. Love you. Get out. Now. Love you. Good night. Get out. Leave. Holy Lord. My daughter. My daughter. Ashley says, I thought I saw something recently about DeSantis standing with the people wanting to hold lawsuits due to adverse reactions to the jab. I could be wrong. Yeah, dude, DeSantis and COVID? Yeah, they're no. I think they are going to drop Harris off the Democratic ticket. That's what they say about every vice president, and it never happens. That creates dissension. That shows dissension. It's just not going to happen. Maybe it could. It was originally called PTSD until a lot of people with PTS said, a lot of veterans don't call it PTSD. Yes, but you'll hear that most people now are shifting from PTSD and calling it PTS, and it's out of respect. I love Ross Perot. I voted for his big ears. I voted for Ross Perot too. I used to have a dog toy, a toss for Perot. That's funny. See, he can see replies. Ingrid, this isn't your first day watching the show. What is so hard about this? Okay. I guess my credibility is shit tonight because obviously nobody believes me. I don't know. Something's going on. I'm a little confused. All right, let's see if I can. I can't even get this in the damn window. It's right here in my window. What the name of hell? I can't show you because I can't record. Yeah, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Do. Bam. Hello, camera. Hello, Snexy. Okay. What the hell? What the? How is it doing 3-dimensional view? Dude, this is the coolest thing. Look at this. I'm pointing up. And watch this. The camera. There it is. Wow. That was weird. Do you see that chat? There are no replies there, Ingrid. I can't see replies. It doesn't say it's a reply and who you're replying to. It only lists the comment. So I don't know who's talking to who. Ingrid, if you think I'm lying after all this time, I don't fucking care. I don't have time for this. Matt, I recommend an Ionic Breeze electronic air filter for allergies. It gets all the bad stuff out of the air. Okay. Sorry I'm late. Matt does have a lot of patience. I try to be. But I'm honestly getting really freaking ticked at the whole, you can't see my avatar. I mean, fucking. Matt needs a Navage. Ooh. Sounds fun. No, I know what a Navage is. I agree. I much prefer PTS. Oh my God, Ingrid, just look at your avatar and Colleen's. They look at the same, only 90 degrees in a different direction. Scroll up and you should see what Matt repeatedly says to you. Deidre, it's okay. She's got to burr up her ass tonight. I don't fucking care. Matt needs a Calgon to take him away. Yes. Love them kids. So do I. Hi, Hayden. In my dad's era, it wasn't called PTSD. It was called shell shocked. Okay. Yes, that's correct. Throw her some chocolate to calm the beast and then walk away slowly. Hi, Hayden. Bye, Hayden. Seriously, whoa, I'm going to check it out. No wonder he keeps saying things I'm unable to. Licentious, promiscuous, and unprincipled in sexual matters. Well, that's the first. Look at the second definition, too. Everyone on both sides needs to sit out 2024. George and Archie are running. That'd be funny. The term was originally used for sexual assault. I'm familiar with the shell shock term. Haha, way to go, Dad. Ouch, Matt. I don't like tolerating that tone. Sorry. Poor Matt. My dad, though. That time is too much like ringing. I always hear. Sorry. Okay. I get it. I'm not doing well tonight. I understand. Give daughter her own show Tuesday and Thursday. I should. Your life sucks. Ha ha ha. Put your head down. Ha ha ha. I don't know who Patricia's talking about. Patricia, you have 4 names. 3 is bad enough. It's reserved for Hillary Clinton and serial killers. You have 4. Pick a fucking name. Why don't you be loyal to your husband? Seriously. Nobody gives a fuck what your names were. Nobody cares. Nobody's Googling you. Trust me. I'll look at your picture. And if you were saying something to someone else, I'm really sorry. I can't see replies. Deidre, thank you. I can see it now. In winter, you probably need to clean your filters on your furnace more often and ductwork. We replace them every 45 days. I totally believe you, Matt. Not too sure about some others. I don't give a shit what people think. I don't care. Like, why? I want to make my life more difficult. I was rear-ended in the parking lot yesterday. She tried to flee the scene. Amy, I'm sorry about that. I'm not seen. No, Susie, you are. You want to share personal stuff and it has nothing to do with the show. So those people who want to consume that, we do that. And if you have something show related, we can do that. But you come here to kind of chat with everybody. So I don't read your comments because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because I can't see replies. I believe you, Matt. Thanks, Cheryl. I see your words, but I didn't see you, Susie. Matt, Ingrid is responding to Deidre. I don't care. Navage will clean out your sinuses, Matt. Yeah, I know what a Navage is. Thank you very much. Licentious is the only word I don't know tonight. Okay, it's not going to happen twice. Matt, you might not want to read all the comments. Oh, no, I'm going to read all the comments. I always do. At least I try to. Just change your damn profile pictures, guys. Come on. That's funny. DAFAQ. DAFAQ. I know that word. Hee, Matt, you're going to go crazy with these. Yeah, tonight I am. I think it's full moon is coming. Lots of salty sensitives tonight. Glenn, it's definitely pushing some buttons tonight. That's for sure. You're doing fine, Matt. We're probably like herding cats at times. Ha ha ha. Married almost 50 years. Hubby is okay with 4 names. Yeah, sure he is. He just says that because he doesn't want to tolerate your bullshit. Just let you know. I've known you for 5 fucking seconds and I don't want to tolerate your bullshit. Promise you. I promise you. You might get a death certificate one day. He's hiding. He ain't dead. He's hiding. I can already tell. Patricia Ann Boyer Luza. Do you wear Jackie O sunglasses too? And do you have short hair? Do you speak to the manager a lot? I think you do. It's okay. You don't like me. I don't like you either. It doesn't help that Matt's comments are running slower and some context gets a bit jumbled up at times, Carson. Thank you. Matt's made me laugh a lot tonight, but the fuck sent me out. Matt, you're doing fine. What's your thoughts on flying warplanes directly at Taiwan? I think China is doing what China always does, which is push boundaries. And this is nothing new. The Taiwanese Straits incident happened because of China and South Korea. The DMV submarines that were installed and sleeper agents from North Korea into South Korea was China endorsed. This has happened for a long time. Bear foxtrots are constantly off the coast of Alaska, Puget Sound, and Kodiak Island. Russians running ops all the time. This happens all the time. I don't care. I don't care. China's doing what China's going to do. And a lot of people, there was just a military and internal notice where a general said that that by 2024, China was going to invade Taiwan. Folks, I would really doubt it. I don't see China invading Taiwan. There are a lot of reasons, and I went over them many times. I could be wrong, but right now it doesn't make strategic sense unless there's a catastrophic type event, which clean water, energy are very big concerns for China, as was agriculture, as it was for Japan. But Japan had a trade embargo put on it. That's a little bit different. Their hands were tied. China has resources. China has money. China has the ability. But if exports somehow are ceased, or imports from China, which they import most everything when it comes to ag, comes to food and things, energy, etc., that could put them in a pickle. But do I see them going to Taiwan? No. Not salty Matt Sally. I don't know what I can't see. I'm blind. It's small. But salty works because that's what my profile pic is, my awesome dumb store salty hoodie. Yes. It's the green comet that passes every 50,000 years. Iran moving ships to Panama Canal. Yeah. Moving ships or doing exercises? I'm interested to find out. I love it. Thank you for getting me home, getting off the 405. Great show. Keep it up. No problem, Christine. Or is it Christian? Christian, sorry. See? I can't see. Mello, I heard this too. I had a 65 Dodge D100 that had a push button transmission. Susie says I'm waiting. She's waiting for somebody. I don't know. Somebody talk to Susie. All right. Folks, I think that's enough adulting for tonight. I think I'm going to bow. It was an interesting show. I don't know what the hell happened. Mr. Rogers, I'm going to show you one video because this is interesting. So let's watch this. Hopefully this stops a lot of the craziness in the show.
You elevating people who are denying race.
Boys are boys from the beginning. If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you were born a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady. Only girls can be the mommies. Only boys can be the daddies.
I mean, controversial in today's world, but why are they trying to cancel Mr. Rogers? I mean, is there anything that he said that wasn't factually true? Please, someone explain to me how a man is supposed to have a baby and how a woman is supposed to get another woman pregnant. Please let me know. Mr. Rogers, pretty simple, but that's going viral and they all want to cancel Mr. Rogers. Now, this is the gentleman who addressed a few things on his show, homosexuality, and bridged the gap at the same time with white and black people together by taking a bath with his washing a black man's feet, who was the mailman in the show, in a little kid pool. And I know that doesn't sound innocent. It sounds almost, in today's world, gay is what people would say. Oh, that sounds gay. Well, it's not. It was a very endearing and touching moment where he encroached upon homosexuality, as intimacy between a man and another man isn't a horrible thing. If you think washing a man's feet is intimate, which I certainly do, but also encroaching upon the black and white dichotomy of racism on his show. This man was about as woke as they get, but not woke, but awake. And you want to cancel him? Why? Because he said the truth? He was honest? What did he say that wasn't right? What did he say that wasn't factually accurate, scientifically accurate? This is the problem with the left. And when they sit there and say, oh, we don't want to go through history and change history. Yes, you do. You want to cancel Aunt Jemima. You want to change the Chicago Blackhawks. You change the Washington Redskins name. I can never, ever support the Redskins again. I will never call them the Commanders. Are you fucking kidding me? Just like I won't call the freaking Cleveland Indians the Guardians. They're the Indians. If the Dallas Cowboys can be the Cowboys and the fucking Indians can stay the Indians, okay? What do we want to call them? We want to call we can do the San Antonio Sheriffs and the Chicago Culturally Challenged instead of calling them the Chicago Criminals. Why do we have to PC everything? Mr. Rogers pointed out something very simple. A man is a man and a woman is a woman and a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. And I'm sorry, but it's true. Now, if you want to go ahead and put in some other stuff in there and make it overcomplicated, he was talking simply about 100% with procreation and reproductive classes of people and breaking down sex and not even talking about gender. There is nothing wrong with that. And that is still accurate in today's clinical, scientific, existential, and any other type of inchel that you want to go ahead and throw at it. Now, you want to talk about gender? Okay, fine. That's completely a different topic. People are taking that left, right, up, down, and sandwise. But sex is, from what I understand, and from what still is in the scientific community, is men and women. What am I missing? There is no reason to cancel Mr. Rogers for stating truth. And anyone who does needs to watch more Mr. Rogers, because they don't know what it's like to have a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And maybe that's why, it's because nobody wants to be theirs. Mr. Rogers is a beautiful, loving, smart man who brought happiness to people who had to fucking watch Captain Kangaroo instead because Mr. Rogers was no longer on TV. Fucking Captain Kangaroo didn't hold a light to Mr. Rogers. Are you kidding me? Romper Room was better than Captain Kangaroo. Look into my magic mirror. Romper Room was the shiznit. Captain Kangaroo was a freaking bowl haircut, weird carnival folk type person. Captain Kangaroo was crazy. Just if you're Australian, if that doesn't tell you what the hell's going on. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers doesn't need to be canceled. Mr. Rogers needs to be in every single home today. Kids need to be watching it so they can see the challenging subjects that he tackled, that he went on Carson. He went on some of the largest talk shows and was laughed at because he wanted to talk about transgenderism in children and the thoughts that somehow they needed to change because that's the confusion that children have at times. We all had it. We've all went through it. We've had confusion about our sexuality. We've had confusion about who we want to be. We have confusion with our confidence, our self-loathing, our self-esteem, our psychological makeup or breakdowns. We've all had it. And Mr. Rogers challenged it and talked about it when nobody else would. And yes, that is controversial back in that day. And he was called every name in the book, and he had death threats for taking a bath with his feet with a black man. And Mr. Rogers didn't take any shit. He did his job. He did it right. He did it well, and he doesn't need to be canceled by a stupid bunch of woke fucking morons who never watched one of his shows anyway and couldn't possibly fathom what that guy did for relationships, just like Charles Schultz and Charlie Brown in the Peanuts comic. where they take one little snap of it and see a black boy at the opposite end of the table and say, well, that's racist, when literally it was his birthday and he was at the head of the seat of the table, the most honored position. How Charles Schultz bridged the gap and did things that got him, during that time, death threats and canceled from papers. It's the same thing by wanting to tear down Frederick Douglass statues and saying somehow that he was a racist and a whipping boy to Clinton, when that man did more for the Underground Railroad and freeing slaves than any of their so-called reparations or links to the past that nobody has, because they're separated by 3, 4, 5 generations in some cases. Can we stop pretending that Black history needs to be about some woke BS and not actually about Black history? That we can't celebrate the greats in history, that we can't focus on Nelson Mandela, that we can't focus on Maya Angelou and Sidney Poitier and Jackie Robinson and Frederick Douglass. But we can't also talk about Mark Twain, who most assuredly was not a Black person, but did more for Black people in his writings with Huck Finn and bridging that gap. Why can't we talk about Mr. Rogers as being an integral part to Black History Month and the things that he did to stand up? Why can't we talk about Bobby Kennedy and John F. Kennedy and what they did too? But not only that, why do we have to relegate it to 1 month? Why can't we talk during white history for the other 11 months out of the year, the amazing contributions that African Americans have had, whether it be the Civil War, whether it be pilots, whether it be doctors, whether it be cowboys and cattle rustlers? Why does it have to be segregated? Even our dates and the cyclical calendars and the Mayan calendar be drudged into the point of making it about black and white as well. I'm sick and tired of this shit. I'm sick of hearing it. And the only reason racism is around is because it's a learned behavior. The fight or flight skill set that children learn is they look at something, and if they don't understand it, they may fear it. But then that person's actions ultimately dilutes the fight or flight, and with more consistent behavior will negate it after time. So yes, a white child seeing a black man for the first time might be a level of uncomfortability. And the same would hold true for a black child seeing a white person might be a level of uncomfortability until those educational moments are experientially learned, and that slight sense of fear or a misunderstanding or doubt would be replaced with, well, this is just a normal human being. Unless you add stimuli to that conversation, that is a learned behavior, which is to program that that person's different than you because they have a different color of skin, and therefore you owe them an apology for something you have no responsibility and have no involvement in, and are separated by hundreds of years, and vice versa. That because maybe you lived in California and you were robbed accidentally, or not accidentally, but on purpose by somebody, a person of color, or a white person, vice versa. And you're going to hold that stigma for the rest of your life? Maybe someone cheated on a test next to you and you got the question wrong. You're going to hold that stigma for the rest of your life? Maybe you lost a race. Maybe you didn't get a quarterback position. Maybe you didn't get into a college. Does that mean every single person of color or not of color needs to go ahead and suffer because you went through some tumultuous times? I'm sick and tired of this shit. Your insecurities are not other people's responsibilities. They're yours. And if you have a problem with black people, then that's your fucking cross to bear. It's not mine. And if you have a problem with white people, that's also your cross to bear and not mine. Stop projecting your bullshit onto me. I don't believe in it. I don't condone it. I don't support it. And either should you. You should celebrate Mr. Rogers. You should celebrate Martin Luther King, no matter what his political beliefs were, no matter if he did have brothels full of women and believed in sadomasochistic practices. We know that. Okay, great. He's got some skeletons in his closet. So do a lot of people. But you can't go ahead and say that Martin Luther King didn't do more good than harm. And although John F. Kennedy was not a great president, and neither was Bobby Kennedy as an attorney general, they did amazing things for the civil rights movement and shaped America into the country it is today, whether you believe that or not and like them personally. And yes, Abraham Lincoln may have done something that was politically advantageous, but at least he admitted it and said that if I free slaves, America's screwed. If I keep slaves, America's screwed. And if I go ahead and ignore the problem, America's screwed. At least he had the self-awareness to say that and doesn't need to be canceled. Thomas Jefferson doesn't need to be canceled. Frederick Douglass doesn't need to be canceled. It's time to stop this, and it's time to fight it. And when you see it, it's not, oh, who cares? I see that more often than anybody. Oh, The View comes on, and they're like, oh, well, who cares? It's The View. I care, because they're spewing hate. And they are saying things that are factually inaccurate. And that should bother you. So fight that stuff. Educate. Don't let those things be said. When you see somebody say something about lizard people, argue with them. When you see them say something that's not right about Joe Biden, fight them too. It's not just about Republicans. When people come in and incontrovertibly agree with me, I stop and go, what? Don't agree with everything I say. There's some things you should say, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But you should also challenge my thought process too. What you don't get to do is tell me that John F. Kennedy Jr. is running America, okay? Because if you do that, you're stupid. That's it. We'll put a bow on it tonight. That might not be good. What kind of ships? Christopher, I need to find out why I still can't see you in chat. I will do what I can to find out. I don't know why. I still can't see Colleen. And Christine, you shouldn't leave for a local podcast. You should have that local podcast come on my show and let me help that person out. All right, everybody, listen. I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. I think we got to enough topics. Wanted to make sure, if you have not had a chance to check it out, stop by thedumbshow.com. Completely redesigned. And I want to walk you through it real quick because I haven't done it in a couple nights. And it's important enough to do. Is 10% off the entire store right now. But everything's here. If you want to look for clothes for the guys, for Mother's Day, for Father's Day, everything's right here. In order, beautiful, ready to go. Cool shirts, all good stuff. Everything, 100%. Shipped, high quality. If you want to watch the show, simple. It's right here. Here's tonight's show, already there for you. You can actually watch it in the window if you want to. You can go and listen to it on the podcast by clicking here. And you can play the latest episode right here. Ready to go. And not just that, but every single show I've ever done is right here on podcast form for you to listen to. Your ears will be busy for weeks. You can come on over to the blog. Got some cool little articles over here. A lot of people have had a chance to read them. They're short. They're sweet. They say some good stuff. Go in there and do that. You can go to the shop, like I said, new items. You just want to find out what's new, what's exciting. It's all right here. Phone covers, flags, coffee, stickers. We got it all. You can learn about Amy, myself, Leroy, all right here. And that is pretty much it. It's got everything you guys want. Go over to the store, take a look, and go buy something. Because honestly, it's America, and this is capitalism. Folks, that's it for tonight. I'm going to go out like I always do with the Veteran Crisis Hotline. 1-800-273-8255. 22 veterans a day commit suicide, PTS, anxiety, depression, and TBI. All very real. Please do me a favor. Patricia Ann Boyer Luza, you're great, Matt. Funny as hell tonight. Yeah, I Patricia, I thought you were messing with me. I'm sorry if I made fun of your four. You really need to get 3 names are fine. 4 is too many. and you're okay. Sorry if I jumped your shit. Tonight was a weird night. I mean, I didn't go off, but I was a little frustrated. People were being kind of stupid. So that's just it. All right. Well, anyway, appreciate you having a good sense of humor. 22 veterans today commit suicide. Veterans need your help. We need swim buddies. We need battle buddies. And right now we need anybody. And if you could be that person, that would be great. Please provide this number to a veteran. They will appreciate it. It is free of charge, 100%. It'll never be reported to the duty station. And last but not least, if you are a civilian, all you got to do is call. They will not judge you, and they will go ahead and take care of you, even if you're a civilian. Folks, that's it for tonight. I will have a recorded show tomorrow, more than likely, and I may not be live, but I could be. We'll see. Have a good one. Go and like the show tonight. I'd appreciate it. Get it shared, liked, and subscribed. Everyone have a good evening. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow on The Rebound.